All right, just recently acquired this Harman Kardon T20 semi-automatic turntable. Let's see if we can get the focus going here. There you go. And bought a collection of records. The guy didn't want the turntable that he had, and asked me if I wanted it. So I said yes, and here it is. The only issue with it right now, actually there's two issues. One is the dust cover is actually in pretty good nick. Probably could use a little bit of a polishing, but it doesn't seem to be overly scuffed or scratched or anything like that. But the gentleman that I got this from didn't have the hinges for it. So I'm trying to source a set of hinges online, and the only other issue right now is the semi-automatic return is not functioning. It goes to the end, it lifts up, but then it doesn't bring the arm all the way back. So I've just downloaded the service manual, and we'll see what we can do to rectify the issue. Probably have to go underneath and just see what the linkages are looking like. But other than that, the cartridge that came with, which is over here, was a Cambridge, I'd never heard of it, A&R Cambridge cart, which I hear is a good cartridge, but unfortunately, when I got the table, the stylus was badly mangled. So looking for styluses, you can't really find them. So basically, I went online and I purchased a brand new Ortofon Omega cartridge, which I've installed on the tone arm, and got it. It's an elliptical, inexpensive, but it actually is a very good sounding cartridge, which I'll show you in a minute. And the other thing was the rubber belt, because it's a belt drive turntable, was completely almost turned to dust. In fact, it was kind of sticking to the inner rim of the platter, so I've cleaned all of that up. And it's the platter and the plinth and everything, and the arm, everything works perfectly. It's actually no mars, no scars, no dings or anything like that. So very happy with the condition of it. It is an older vintage turntable from the early 80s, probably around 82 or 83 or something like that. I used to actually sell these back in the day when I was selling audio. So a good little turntable. Well, it's probably more mid-80s, about 85 I think is when I used to sell these things. Anyway, there you have it. So I'll take the arm off, or take the dust cover off, and have a listen to it. So there you have it, the turntable without the dust cover on it, and it actually looks just pristine. Brand new cartridge. The other thing is, yes, I replaced the belt, but I've got one on order, a brand new one from eBay, but it's going to take about a week to get here. So temporarily, I've got a Thorns turntable upstairs, so I just tried the belt, and it's a little tight, so it's probably, that might actually be what's causing this semi-automatic not to function. So I've got it working, but I'm not going to play it for very long, just because I don't want to have too much tension on the drive and the belt and everything. But it does function, and it actually functions at speed correction, right in the middle. It does have a strobe. It works, seems to be set up quite well. Right now the turntable is displacing my regular turntable, just to try it out. I wanted to make sure that it was functioning. Probably looking to sell this eventually, because I've got a Thorns upstairs and my Pioneer down here. So this is extraneous. It's an extra turntable that I don't need, and I want to fix it up for some lucky buyer down the road. Anyway, I'm not in a rush to sell it, but let's give her a try. So this is more of a review than anything. It actually really sounds nice. The tone arm is in excellent shape, and so let's lift up the Q lever. Q lever functions as you would expect. It doesn't drop the needle or the stylus down onto the record. just lowers it nicely. So let's have a listen. It's an older album. So of course I've got a vintage system. This is my downstairs system. And it sounds really, really, really good. Omega Portaphone cartridge that I installed on it, working very well. It's got one song on it now. There's the controls. So I'll show you what it's actually doing on the auto return, and maybe somebody can give me some pointers on how to perhaps fix this. I don't imagine it's too serious, but in fact I could probably just turn it into a straight manual turntable, but it's nice having semi-automatic. So this is the end of the album. Of course, I've got it plugged into an old Luxman, which is a really great receiver if anybody's ever heard them. And my vintage HPM 100s and APM 20 speakers, which sounds fabulous on the system. So here's where it will falter. So it'll lift. One would expect that the arm would actually go home, but then it'll just drop it again. And then just keep in that cycle. So obviously there's something amiss, and we'll hopefully sort that out. So there you have it. Excellent, excellent sounding turntable, despite the fact that it has an inexpensive cartridge on it, but being elliptical, it's device conical, it seems to track well. It's 1.75 grams is the recommended tracking force. I think it's 4 millivolt. Let's see here. There you go, 20 to 21,000 hertz, 4 millivolt output, 1.75 tracking force, which you can see after I zeroed it out. I don't know if you can really read it on there. There we go. 1.75, and the anti-skate is set to match, and it seems to be tracking well. Both channels sound equally same volume level, so it looks like it's not riding the inside or the outside of the groove. And I'm very happy with the setup, and I'm the next thing I've got to do is also set up the I just sort of roughly set the cartridge into where I think it's a good position, but I'll go on to vinyl, vintage vinyl or whatever, and download the proper templates to set up the cartridge. So there you have it. I'm very happy with the turntable. Other than those two issues, we'll try to source the hinges and sort out the problem with the auto return. Thanks for watching. If anybody has any hints or ideas on this turntable, please let me know.